The only podcast coming through your beat stereo. It's Cherry's World, so let's go around like a merry-go. Plug your phone in, make sure it got a full battery. Download it Wednesday, listen to it Saturday. She cover all topics, whatever you after. She got ball players, authors, doctors, actors, rappers, singers, entrepreneurs, divas, leaders. Androids or Apple, turn up your speakers. Trying to shoot my shot like the vaccine. Whether it's Cherry or Maxine, whether the podcast or acting, she that queen. PYT, you know what that mean. Saw you on TV and touch the screen. Touch on you, I plead Lucy's got a crush on you. It'll mean the world to get a blush from you. Teaspoon to me, leave you sleep like Robitussin do.
Today, I am here with a lady. Her name is Annalisa Johnson. She's going to tell you her other name so I don't mess it up. But this woman has given her life basically to be a teen mom to a bunch of boys who are going on a trip of their lifetime. And the trip just didn't happen the way it was supposed to.
Oh, goodness.
Miss Annalisa, can you please introduce yourself to the audience and tell them how you got this position of teen mom?
Well, my name is Annalisa Mastriani Johnson, and I have been my kid's teen mom since he was 5 years old. And one of my friends, Robert Lockhart, has been either a coach or somehow affiliated. But for the last 4 or 5 years, we joke that that's my football husband. We've been connected at the hip. Our boys are kind of going in the same direction. And not every year, but more years than we can remember, we've been together planning these trips. And this is the first year this trip has been a complete disaster. And we worked so hard to get this trip going and did everything to watch it fall apart because Spirit Airlines just didn't want to say yes to anything.
And, you know, that really hurt my heart. The Lockharts have been family friends of mine since college. And I love them also. I've watched his children grow up.
Right.
And to find out that they're wonderful athletes, you know, and it's time for college. You guys were on your way to do a college tour, right?
Oh, we had 2 college tours and a tournament.
I didn't know about the tournament. I just knew about the
yeah.
Okay, so how many boys were you at the airport with?
9.
So you have 9 boys.
Right. Each parent on Spirit. So how Spirit works, you're allowed to do 1 adult and 9 kids. We had booked.
Oh no, you froze. Are you still there? Come on, weather. I'm sorry it dropped and it came back. The last thing I heard was you had 9 kids per 1 adult.
Okay.
And
so we have 9 kids. Will you want me to start over?
Yes, please.
Okay. So we have 9 kids per 1 adult and just randomly kind of chosen, not like we always travel with this group, but it worked out really well. We get to the airport. I'm sorry. So when we were booking our flights, we had booked the first 2. Spirit had kicked us out. It was a 6-hour and 5-minute wait to talk to somebody. Yeah.
After the flight was delayed?
No. This is before we even got there. This is how we ended up on the separate plane.
Oh, okay.
So that happened. And so we got to the airport at 2. We were supposed to board the plane. We did. My kids are all on the plane. I'm on the plane. And they're not closing the doors. They're not doing anything. And then they made a little comment about maintenance. And we're like, okay. And just a little funny thing is all the kids had looked up Spirit on TikTok and saw all the horrible reviews. And that's all they were talking about. But I'm like, you guys, that's TikTok. Don't worry about it. We're going to be fine.
Right.
Or maybe they knew something I didn't know. So we're sitting on the plane. And finally, it's getting ready like to really leave, like kind of our deadline. And I asked the flight attendant, are we going to make our trip? And she said, I think so. So I sat back down and she let somebody get off the plane to go get snacks.
They don't do that.
Yeah, they don't do that. Like they batten down the hatches, they make sure everybody's on the plane. So when they did that, I just thought, okay. So I went and talked to her again, and she said, we're having some mechanical issues. And I'm like thinking, okay, well, mechanical issues. And then at that point, she said, you're probably going to miss your flight. And I thought, okay. Now I can't do anything. I can't inform my other team members because they're flying.
And you had a connecting flight, right?
Yes. We were from LA to Vegas and Vegas to Austin. So we sat back down for another 10 minutes and the pilots got on and they're like, sorry you guys waited, but we can't fly anymore because we've hit our threshold of hours to fly. And now you have to get a second team. We've been doing this since whatever, 4 a.m. or whatever.
Wait a minute. They were going to hit the threshold in the air regardless. So they knew that before they ever boarded the flight.
Maybe they had like a little 45 minutes because Vegas is a short flight. But at some point, they were going to get close enough that they could have told us that ahead of time, like, hey, maybe. But no, they were just letting us all sit on the flight, go get snacks, go run errands. Like, it was the weirdest thing because nobody sits on a flight. Once you're on a plane, I've never seen people get off unless they got kicked off or they're sick, right?
Or they want to get off.
Yes.
If there's a maintenance error and you say, I don't want to fly on this plane anymore, I want to get off, then you're at liberty to get off. But no, they don't let you on and off to go get a
The
piece.
oddest part was it was like a social club. They were just like treating it like it was no big deal. So at this point, they tell us, oh, you have to get off the plane because we're going to have another flight crew. In fact, that's your flight crew right over there flying in right now. And we all looked out the window, saw the Spirit plane, said, okay. So we get off the flight. I was lucky enough to be third in line. How many people are on a flight?
Yeah, hundreds.
Right. So I was third in line with my 9 kids all over. And I'm telling the lady what's going on. And she's like, I don't know. I don't know. So she said, let me get a supervisor. Actually, one of the young ladies who helped me was really nice. So she went and got a supervisor. And I was like, we need to get to Austin. And she's like, I don't think it's going to happen. And I said, there's no other flights. And at this point, Lockhart had landed. And he called me. He said, Emily said, there's a flight on United that leaves like in an hour. And I said, okay. So I said to the guy, I said to the supervisor, I said, can we get on that flight? No, you're on Spirit. I said, I get that. But can you get us on that flight? These kids have to get there. And he's like, no. And I said, sir, let me just give you this story. We've been fundraising. Like Lockhart has a great group of friends. He's been fundraising. I would say like probably 50 or 70% of the donations have come from his friends. A few of us parents really aggressively fundraised. We asked for money. I mean, we did everything. We have been planning this trip for probably 3 weeks. We were supposed to get to Austin, have breakfast, get on a tour bus, which one of our friends helped us that lives in Austin get put together. I mean, not for free, because this trip cost us a lot of money.
A lot of money and a lot of boys.
Right. And it was just so happens that it was on South by Southwest weekend, that it was Final Four in Houston. So everything cost us more than we were planning. So our goal was to get breakfast, get on the bus, go to University of Austin, then go to a lunch, go to Texas A&M, drive to the hotel, and then drive to the Airbnb in Houston, and then we had a tournament the next 2 days. So this is what actually happened.
So you never made it. See, I wasn't aware. I knew, okay, so you never were able to make it to Austin.
Never.
When I heard this story, I was like, this is incredible. First of all, Texas is not having this. We have to figure out a way to get your 9 boys back, and so that they can get their college tour, because this is totally unfair, Spirit Airlines.
Oh, but Spirit was so wonderful. Please let me tell you how wonderful Spirit was. So we're waiting in line with 100 people, and I'm trying to explain to him, and this guy just keeps telling me no, no. He won't even like listen to us. So I go to take a picture of his badge, and you know what he tells me? I can arrest you for that. I said, you can arrest me? He said, yeah, you can't take photos in the airport.
Since when?
And I don't know, because my kids are over there doing TikToks and taking videos in the airport. So I'm pretty sure that they're not all in jail. But because I was thinking in my head, I need these people more than they need me right now. Just let me calm down. But I did get the picture of his badge, so I was okay. So then they were able to get us, and that flight got changed to, I think, about 7 o'clock to Vegas. So I said, okay, now we're going to Vegas. Can you just put us up for the night? Like, I'm a mom with 9 kids. Like, I didn't bring extra money for a hotel room and all this
Not
other
for
stuff.
9 kids, no.
They said no. Can you get us transportation from the airport to the hotel? They said no. Okay. So finally, we got booked from Las Vegas. No, I'm sorry, from LAX to Las Vegas, and then Las Vegas to Houston, which is, we would arrive Friday morning. We were supposed to be in Austin.
So wait a minute. So they sent you out to a whole nother city, which means you missed the Austin tour.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, the bus that was paid for, the meals that were paid for, and the whole tour that was set up, 9 boys did not get to go. Were there other boys that did get to go to?
Oh, yeah. Everybody that was on Lockhart and our other team chaperone, her name is Marge, everybody got to go because their flight made it to Austin.
Now, Lockhart's son was with you. So he made it, but his son didn't.
Yeah. Kathy made it. Vance didn't, her son. My son Boogie was with me. Boogie, I'm in the middle of an interview. You can't come in here.
Oh.
Is that Boogie?
Yeah, that's Boogie.
Hi, Boogie.
Yeah.
Your mom is fighting for you. We're gonna figure out how to get you back in Austin, baby.
Oh, they're so over it. Let me tell you, like, these kids will never fly Spirit Airlines for the rest of their lives, and probably nobody they know after this experience. But so we get to Vegas. They won't do anything for us. Yeah. And then Lockhart and them found us a hotel room. So we put 4 kids in one, 5 kids in me in the other. We stay overnight. We get to Houston at 9 o'clock in the morning. Our Airbnb's not open until 4 o'clock. So I text the lady, hey, is there anything you can do? She said, I'm so sorry. I have a guest. I won't be able to help you. So go to a food court in Houston. It was a nice food court, like kind of like an upper end food court, but we'll just go there. All the kids can just eat something and we'll figure it out from there. Because now at this point, Lockhart and all of them are getting ready for their college tours. So we're sitting in the airport. Mind you, we got to Vegas at maybe 8:39. We ate dinner. It was maybe 10:30. The kids showered or did whatever, midnight. We had to leave for Houston at 3 o'clock in the morning. So top, maybe they've had 2 hours sleep. So they're completely tired. So we go to the food court. We're eating. We probably spent, $200-$300 worth of food, 10 kids, maybe a little bit less. But I mean, we're eating like nice stuff. And I'm only telling you this because the next part of the story is we have oysters on the half shell because my kid eats like that, doing whatever. I go to the bathroom. One of the kids falls asleep on these 2 chairs. I go to the bathroom. My son calls me. He said, Mom, they're giving him, we have 2 boogies on the trip of all things. They're giving Boogie a hard time for sleeping on the chairs. I said, I'll be right back. So I walk over to the guy and I said, what's going on? He was like, well, I know what's going on. And I said, what do you mean you know what's going on? He's like, well, he's not allowed to sleep in a food court. I said, sir, if you even understood our last couple hours, our last day, like, you would get it. I don't care. That's not how it is. And if you have a problem with that, I'm going to call security. I said, okay. So I go to the boys, and I think because we were sitting next to him before, you couldn't really see that he was asleep. But when I got up, it was more noticeable.
A kid
So
is a problem.
yeah. And let me tell you, it wasn't like busy. He didn't even have a restaurant open. So I was like, okay. So I tell the kids, get everything off the tables. And I will tell you this, those kids were champions because none of them lost their crap. None of them, I mean, they did a little bitching and whining because, they're 16-year-old boys. Or one was 15, but like they really hung in there. Like there was nothing we could do, and we were just all one. And one of the good things is Brandon Lockhart's son has been with me since he was 5. Boogie and him are great friends. They've known each other since they were 5, and then just the rest of the kids just made it so easy for whatever happened that happened. So we got kicked out of the
Out of the food court.
So it was so funny. So I saw the security walking up to us, and I was like, dude, that guy's a bastard. He's like, young lady, we don't use that language here.
Uh,
And I'm like, oh, you're about to hear a lot more. So
You
anyway, we
got
start walking out.
You got 9 16-year-old football players with you. They're lucky that they're respectful. They're good kids.
Honey, they were so respectful. Literally, like,
Oh,
if we were different people, we would have just left the table dirty and walked out. We cleaned up our mess. We pushed in the chairs.
I already know.
And I was like, come on, you guys, let's go. At that point, we had now decided we were going to go to the movies because we still had 4 or 5 hours to kill.
And
What were we going to do?
And everything.
We had nothing. We had 9 kids and me with backpacks. Nobody wanted to go to the mall because everybody hadn't slept or brushed their teeth. And besides, stop. We didn't have mall money.
Right.
There was nothing to do. It was 11 o'clock in Houston. And this lady was like, well, go to the park. What are we going to do with 16-year-olds at the park? So we go to the movies. And I text the lady from the Airbnb. I said, whenever the room is available, let me know.
Yeah.
She said, okay. So we Uber to the movies while the security basically is standing at the door escorting us out. And I'm just laughing because not only are these kids like good kids, but these are kids that are almost all on scholarship to private schools. Like these kids have made their way. You know what I mean?
Probably
Like
2 times bigger than the security.
Yeah. So we get out, we go to the movies. All the kids kind of decide to go to a different movie. I go see Cocaine Bear. I watch about 3 minutes of it, and I wake up, and the guy's like standing over me with the little broom and the dustpan thing because, girl, we were done. So I walk in to the other movie. The kids are sprawled out all over the movies. It was hysterical. It looked like a homeless encampment in the movie. But the lady had finally texted me, and she said, the room is ready. So I walk in there. I tap each kid. I'm like, Boogie, the room's ready. You ready? He gets up. Brandon, the room's ready. You ready? The kids are starting to like wake up and notice. So that's how we ended up at the Airbnb.
So you missed all of Austin because of Spirit.
We missed all of Austin. And I will tell you this, we have never lost a tournament. We lost our tournament the next day. And I think the kids were just so
defeated
and tired. And even though they had slept, but we literally lost a day. We left LA at 2:00 on Thursday. We weren't in a home. We were unhoused until Friday at 4:00. And they didn't do it to rub it in, but now they're sending text messages to our group like, oh, this is us in Austin. This is us on the party bus because they're updating the parents.
Yes. So this is my question. Is Spirit Air going to comp 10 tickets back to Austin?
No, they're going to refund us 10 tickets. We have to use them within.
So you have to, they want you to, they're going to refund you and then you have to purchase more tickets.
Yeah. They're going to refund each kid individually, which makes no sense.
No.
So they're giving credit, not the word refund. Let's make that clear.
Oh, so you're supposed to deal with them again.
Yes. They're giving each kid a credit for the flight that was missed.
2 flights that were missed.
Oh no, they're only giving him 1 flight. Oh, because it was a one price, honey.
It was
It was one price.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is $79. But just for the record, it costs, I believe, $50 to change a flight on Spirit. So if your ticket's $79, or it might even cost $60. So basically you get $19 back. It's the worst airlines ever. The
Wait a
worst.
minute. So each kid is getting credited $19.
No, they're getting credited 79. I was just letting you know when we were
The-
trying to change. Yeah.
Right, that it costs that much. So they're getting credited $79, which probably is not going to be enough for them to even make it back to Austin. You guys probably are traumatized. Nobody wants to get on Spirit Air again and trust that they're going to make it in time.
And what about the hotel rooms that we booked?
And what
We'd
about
have to
the bus?
rebook all those. We'd have to rebook the transportation. I mean, what are we going to do with $79 per kid?
Come on, Spirit Air. I'm going to be on your tail. And Cherry's World Podcast, I'm calling upon you because I believe that these boys deserve a college tour. So
You know what, honey? The fact that they weren't worried that we were stuck in Vegas, they weren't worried about paying for a hotel room while we were in Vegas, not even transportation, which, mind you, ended up being $10. So, I mean, of course we had it, but they weren't concerned about anything. They weren't even concerned about us getting on another flight when I really tried to explain to them, like, we're going here for college tours. I'm not obviously just here with these boys for no reason. They didn't care. All the guy kept saying is not our problem. I don't know. He would secretly go off and be on the phone and come back and say, no, no, no.
well, I will be calling corporate.
You got
I will
it.
be letting them know that I will never, ever fly their airlines. Not only that, but I will call on every celebrity friend that I have, and they will not fly on Spirit either. And I'm going to do my
Oh,
best.
they don't fly on Spirit anyway. I have now found out that if you have more than, again, this was a fundraiser. Number one, we will never fly on Spirit, but nobody flies on Spirit unless they have to. I have told many people, I actually own a restaurant in LA. So it's funny because people are like, how was your weekend with your son and all this stuff? And everybody just laughs the minute I say Spirit Airlines.
Oh,
Shame on them. Shame on them.
shame on them. And they should be embarrassed. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to call corporate and see if I can get a statement for them for the podcast and see how they feel about their name just being trash. Because that
Oh,
can't be a good feeling, even if you're making money. You don't want to not, have a nice reputation.
I don't know, honey. I don't know.
I'm
It baffles me that they just maybe if I had babies, they would have cared. But like these are 15, 16-year-old boys. They're babies still,
yeah.
But I just heard every conversation, the 2 before me, and then while we were waiting for our flight, I heard probably the next 6. People were going to weddings. They didn't care. They're like, well, and you know what their answer was? Well, you're already at home, so we don't really have to do anything for you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because we boarded in LA and then we got off in LA. So basically they were like, and then they're like, oh yeah, we can get you Saturday. I'm like, that's funny because the college tours are over and the tournament is on Saturday in Houston.
So what is
So
that?
like, no, you know what? I think the part that bothered me the most is like, look, stuff happens. Obviously, we don't want to be on a flight that's not safe,
Right.
but it was no, what's the word? Like they didn't care. There was no like thought to it, empathy. There wasn't any like the guy wasn't like, oh my God, I can't even imagine the position you're in. Just nothing, just very cold and stoic and just no, not one bit of humanity there. Like, oh my God, let's figure this out. You see things on TV commercials like,
Right.
we got you. Like there was none of that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so thankful that you were willing to come and tell me your story.
Of course, thank you for
Yeah,
listening.
I heard part of it from Lockhart, but it was like, Instagram message. And it was me
Right.
being nosy because I was like, oh, did the person, like, I'm proud.
Right.
And
We
he's
are.
like, yeah, he's like, they didn't get to go. Please let the boys know. Do not let this taint their views on Austin. I'm also going to reach out to the school.
Okay.
And see,
Well, the school was great. I mean, they hosted the kids, they did everything they were supposed to do. So that whole part of it, the guy who set it up is one of our coaches. His name is Fig. Everything went well. And we were even trying to get a visit with University of Houston. That's one of the reasons why we were sitting in the food court for so long. But he just couldn't arrange it at the last minute because literally, like, we got there at 9 o'clock and nobody really knew that was going to happen. So, our only issue is really with Spirit in that damn food court.
what's the name of this food court?
You know what? I will have to tell you. I just know the address because it's on my GPS, but I'll have to tell you. But shame on them.
Absolutely shame on them. And I am not afraid to call anybody. The worst they can do
Well,
is
there you go. That's what we need.
Look, I will call back again.
Well, they say don't mess with Texas, but we realize Texas kicked our ass.
Yeah, well, don't mess with Texas. I'm a Texan.
Okay, well then we'll get you on our side.
Yes, and a whole bunch more on your side for sure. I have no problem calling the food court. I have no problem calling the college, the transportation. I'm determined that these boys need to have their college tour.
They would love it. They would love it.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the pictures and things. And I can use those pictures for the podcast.
Yes, yeah. And if you need anything else, let us know.
Thank you, because it's
and we appreciate it, by the way. We just appreciate being heard, and we appreciate somebody taking our cause up. It didn't end up. I have never seen Lockhart walk out of a room speechless.
Well,
he was on the phone with me while I was at the gate. He was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What are they telling you? Are you fucking kidding me?" And I'm like, Lockhart,
I can't imagine.
I gotta get on this flight. Like, calm down.
I know he was bright red.
Oh yeah,
pissed with a fever.
Oh yeah, because again, it not even that it would have been different, but it was like our kids weren't there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you don't know me, but your kids are my kids, and I cheer them on, and I want to see them all.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, the great part is we have a great support group. We had parents on hold for 3-4 hours complaining to Spirit. We had parents write letters, and they really didn't answer anybody. Like, the minute this happened, we put it in our parent group. So you can imagine if we have 20 kids, probably 10 of the group parents are pretty active, and Spirit's never said anything, but we'll give them a credit. So we've had people advocate for us, and nothing has happened.
That makes sense.
They're like, parents that are aggressive. Yeah. Again, one was on hold for maybe 4 or 5 hours, chatting with them. Yeah.
Amazing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to you. I'm so thankful that the boys had you.
Thank you.
Because that's amazing. Like, I can't even imagine you're trying to explain not just being there with 9 children, but then you have to explain to 9 parents.
Right.
And deal with all those personalities as well. Why they're children.
Well, I will tell you, our parents were great. The kids were great. Like, they were just great kids through the whole thing. I really saw who our kids were through this. And I have to tell you, you live with these kids and you spend time with these kids and you kind of know their pluses and minuses. I saw all their pluses. I saw all their integrity. I saw all their respect. I saw all their patience. And, the parents were calling me like, "Is so-and-so okay? I hope they're not giving you a hard time." There wasn't one kid who gave me a hard time. There wasn't like a bad moment. It was just like,
respectful.
This is the hand we're dealt, and we're going to roll with it. And they were amazing. Like, God bless these kids.
I'm super.
Because I wanted to lose my shit a few times. You know what I mean? On somebody. But I was like, I can't get arrested at the airport. Even though I know it's not illegal to take pictures, I'm thinking, like, what if there's some law that I don't know about? But I can't get arrested right now. Like, right. I can't even get in trouble. And I know airports are very sensitive things, with all that. And the guy could have said I said something. So I was like, okay, I have to be nice through all of this. But maybe it was a good thing for me, and it was a good thing for the kids to see.
Absolutely, because you led by example.
I did on this one. I did.
Look, that's better than you being there instead of me being there, because it would have.
Oh no, honey, I have all of that in me, but I was just like, what am I gonna do?
But it comes out when when it's supposed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, God bless you, baby.
Thank you, my dear.
And if it's okay, I'm gonna stay in touch with you and let you know the response that I get, if I even get a response.
Yeah, I'm dying to see. I would love to think, since you have a larger voice, that hopefully you do. I'd be curious.
Let's see. And not just me, but we have 180,000 listeners. Thank God to Cherry's World podcast who will be watching this and listening to this. And we like children. So I know they will rally behind the story as well. And if I don't get a response, you can't ignore 180 of us, Spirit.
Well, let's hope not, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they ignored all 10 of us. So you know what I mean?
I'm sorry, 180,000 of us.
Right. No, I hear you, but let's see. You know?
Yeah.
There's power in numbers, my dear, and it takes a village.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate both. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day. Hug those babies for me.
You got it. I will.
What up, Cherry? Heard across the world. Welcome to Cherry's World. Heard across the world. Welcome to Cherry's World. Representing for every girl. Welcome to Cherry's World. Representing for every girl. Welcome to Cherry's World.